Hello everybody, Reggie Time here with a Wednesday lunchtime live sweat video. Just going to be around half an hour, I think, just to make a little bit of content. We are playing 3 tables of 10-cent ante short deck hold'em, and since the last update on Monday, it's been a fucking horrendous week in terms of running about as bad as about as bad as I can remember running in an incredibly long time. So please show me some love, hit those like buttons, share the videos, because the videos are running bad too. My YouTube views are not good, probably because we're playing a game that people are interested in, so I get that. I may well do a no limit video at some point in the near future, just to try and please some of the no limit guys. I'll probably be a salty old fish in them, complaining about how shit the games are and how boring no limit is, but I'll do one anyway because, just because I think some people would probably want to see it. But this is how the week to date is going. It's fucking disastrous. That's just today. We started today about 600 chips down. We're now, right, what have we been playing for 20 minutes, and we are 4 buy-ins in the hole. And we're just going to rip the queens here. Over 2 limps, especially when a 71 V-pips limped in. So yeah, we're actually now losing for the month. Only 4 buy-ins over 7,000 hands, so it's fuck all. Certainly nothing to complain about. But I've never known a situation in my entire poker career where I've lost so many all-in pre's. When we got the best hand, we're not holding. When we have the worst hand, we're not getting there. And I've been getting it in good in terms of like having the most EV. Plenty of the time. Certainly enough of the time to long term be making money for sure. Has been getting like a lot of ace kings in versus dominated hands and just losing, or just getting flips and things and just not winning them. But it's just how this game operates. It's just the way it is in this game. If we look at the overall for the year situation, we are at 21,000 hands in. We made 23,000 buy-ins, so we're still winning at like an absurd win rate. We're just at the moment we're paying some of our run good back. Basically, we had some incredible run good in January, and in February we're paying some of that back, and that's just how it is. It's just how it is. It's how it's got to be. So no complaints. Of course, it's like really annoying. I'm in a chat group with this fellow here. I'm sure you won't mind me saying. He was on a horrendous downswing, although he's like a good player for these games. He was just like incessantly just losing flips, losing, although not doing an awful lot wrong. It's just part of this game. You know, you just have to take your licks. There's going to be 20 buy-in downswings in this game, where you just sat scratching your head thinking, what the fuck? What is going on? My mental game is pretty damn strong. I don't think I've made a ton of mistakes when things haven't been going my way. Of course, there's been some hands that I'd like to have again when you're just like a little bit frustrated and you're like, oh, okay, how bad can this be? And you'll ram a queen jack suited and or whatever when you know you're probably not in good shape, but you're probably not in terrible shape either. So there have been a couple of spots where I haven't played as good as you need to play. But I'm not complaining. You can't complain because if you look at this still, we're up still up for the year 46 buy-ins in 21,000 hands. So that's still like over a 20 ante per 100 win rate, despite being on at the moment, like for the last probably 5 days now, 5 or 6 days, as you can probably see by if we go on the day thing. We're missing some of the end of last month, aren't we? Are we? No, sorry. Look at this bit. If we go from probably, well, this is that last Wednesday. From last Wednesday onwards, it's just been booking a few small wins or getting my ass kicked. So it's been what? Ooh, this is the 7th day of being on a downswing. Can't pretend that hasn't happened to me a lot. Sorry, I can. But that hasn't happened to me a lot in poker, where I just have like 6 days out of 7 where things just aren't really going my way. That's not a testament to my poker skill, more than it's a testament to my game selection over the last 14, 15 years. And I still have very good game selection because, well, look around. The games are good. We just need to continue playing well and wait for things to turn around in terms of getting our share of the EV that we have in situations. We have a gut shot here and backdoor flush draw. If this guy had a full stack, I'd probably peel here, but we're out of position to somebody who doesn't have a full stack. So who's also showing some aggression. I think we can just tap out of it easily enough. Yes, so the job for me over the coming days is just to remain composed, continue trying to play as well as I can, and just riding this incredibly rough period out. I think this video is going to be sponsored by Tampax because we are going through a very, very unpleasant period. So there you go. This video is brought to you by Tampax. Although I think we'll put tampons on the video title because we don't want to give any free advertising. I think we're also going to change the video titles because the Chronicles of a Short Stack Noob titles, I think people is looking at that and thinking, they want to click on that. Not interested in short deck. I'm going to try and isolate. We've got 2 like players behind us who just don't raise. That's why we're raising here. This would be an oval if we had some more aggressive players behind us, but the 2 players to go behind us just have like both have 3 PFRs. So we can just try and knock them out of the pot if we can without giving them a cheap limp and try and get heads up against this guy. That'll work nicely. Over on this table, however, we have players who will raise behind us, and we could conceivably go for a limp raise with the 9-10 suited against this fellow here, who just puts way too much money in pre-flop for a raise. With relatively weak ranges at 9-10, just going to be doing pretty well against. This guy's check called on the ace-7-7. We do pick up a good shot, but we're not going to barrel. There's very few hands that call the flop here that fold the turn to a second barrel. And we're just giving up. Over here, we've flopped the nuts in a limp pot. Yeah, I just don't think this guy's folding an ace. Well, he's never folding an ace anyway. There's no don't think about it. So we're just done with it. With the jacks here. I think we're going to go for a limp raise against Tamara on the button, who again is way out of line, as you can see by the stats. With a 6-7-8, we are going to start off with a pot size bet. We are going to limp the kings and hope this guy gets out of line on the button. Tamara didn't facilitate us with a raise pre-flop, so now we're out of position multi-way with jacks, which is never a good thing. We've been check raised here by this guy who probably just got the same hand, I would imagine. We've probably just got the same hand. We've been isolated by someone with a 3% PFR. So this is going to be aces or ace king a lot of the time. This guy gets it in, drawing virtually dead. We're going to just rip the ace queen here on the button. Get it in against queens, which is nice. Oh, That's what's been happening a lot. There you go. That's pretty much sums up what's been happening for like 6 days now. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Then we're going to play the 8-6 suited for Olympia. It's very weak hand, but we're getting 10-1 pre-flop. Assuming this guy doesn't squeeze it up, which with his 9% PFR isn't super likely. We flop like a pair and a good shot on a backdoor flush draw, but don't think we're going to be continuing. We would have turned 2 pairs, which if James bets would almost never be good. He does bet. Tamara clearly has a 7 here. That is beyond question. Looks like James doesn't have a 7, otherwise the money would have been in by now. Not sure. I'm in love with James's barrel there into this guy on a board that completes the straight. Neither of these two guys are super likely to try and like put a light raise in pre-flop, given their 9% PFR. So we're going to over-limp against Tamara with the A6 suited. We're going to complete the 6-7 off here in the cutoff. Have a good shot, and this guy's bet tiny. Can't imagine what's going to want to use this size. No, we don't have a good shot, so we do because there's no lower card. We just have a 9. Our 9 is our only out. But we're getting a good price to try and hit one. Going to continue checking with the A6 here. I mean, I have no idea what's happening with these tiny bet sizes. Literally no idea what's happening. We will be paying attention. My guess is he has a hand like King 8 or an Ace 8, something like that. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see a larger size now with his Ace 8s. No, he hasn't. He's just got the King, hasn't he? By the looks of things. Queen Ace, wow. Okay, well. Well, what do I know? Peculiar line there. This table isn't super attractive at the moment, but we are sat close to 300 antes deep with this guy, so that alone is going to give us good reason to stick around. Jack 9 suited here. I'm actually just going to try and just fold out the complete cheese that would over-limp here. Like the 8-7 offs, the 10-8 offs, the stuff like that. Just try and fold all those. Well, we're not going to succeed in folding those hands out. That was the plan here. Just try and fold out all the cheese that would overlimp but wouldn't call a raise, and get heads up against this player in position. But sadly, this pretty bad fish has pretty bad reg. Sorry, it's clearly got like an ace king or something. Ace jack seems pretty light. So you want to just rip it all in pre versus like a limp and a raise. Surely he has to think he doesn't have a ton of fold equity there. But he's still going to get the ace jack in. Against this player, maybe that's fine. But against someone like myself, who is a pretty tight player, I think it's ambitious. Again here, we're just going to make a small raise. And the intention of this raise is just to knock these three guys out and then try and play a pot in position against these two guys. I mean, these guys probably aren't folding and don't expect them to. But I'm happy to play a bloated pot in position against them with a hand that's going to be doing pretty well against their overall limping raises. Here we're just going to have an all-in pre situation probably on the button. Yep, that's exactly what we've got. And here we are going to have a cheeky overbet, I think. And if someone's got us beat, then never mind. Like a lot of just like ace X that can call here. Some worse two pairs, jack tens. Maybe it's just some pair plus gut shot type stuff. And this time we're from one position earlier against only one limp. We're just actually going to fold the ace 10. Perhaps we shouldn't have. I mean, a lot of guys will just be like, oh, maybe over limp there. But with 3 players to go behind, 2 of which have like double-digit PFRs, we're just going to be putting limp fold spots too often. We've limped the jack queen here and huge raise and a call. We're just going to get out of the way. Probably going to be limp shoving the 10s against anyone except these 2. Maybe limp call against these 2 and limp shove against any of these guys. I mean, this guy's just got an incredibly strong range here. Not that likely to get fold spree, and very likely if it all goes in to be in a coin flip situation or worse. So we're just going to try and set mine. Oh, we'd rather it gone multi-way. Because flopping sets multi-way is fun. But now we're just going to check fold. You're not going to let us check fold. So he looks a bit like he has 2 kings. And I think he's tight enough to fold to 2 barrels. And if he's trapping us, then good for him. 2 kings, 2 jacks, that type of thing. Maybe just got like a jack 10 suited. That's a completely fine raise pre there, but probably isn't going to want to put tons of money in on that board. Then we're going to peel the Queen Jack off on the button here against the Maniac. Unless there's a 3-bet comes in before us. Queen Jack off's going to play pretty well in position against this lineup. Not going to play that well on this board because we flop a pair that we can't really continue with facing a bet, and a pair that we wouldn't probably want to bet ourselves if checked to. As it happens, this guy makes life really easy for us with his pot size c-bet. I mean, this guy's just way out of line. 69-22 is just outrageous pre-flop. And then following that up with the 68% c-bet. So this guy's going to be making lots of mistakes. It's our job just to pick the best spots to really punish him. And that wasn't one of those spots. Despite his out-of-line stats. It is kind of a tempting jam spot, but we're not going to take it because we just don't have fold equity. So if we don't have fold equity, then we're just going to be getting in with a hand that's behind. And that's not what we were looking to do. But I think with like maybe an ace-jack suited there, ace-queen suited, I think we'd have had a very trivial jam. I mean, nothing to do here other than go all in. He's made an enormous raise and he's playing 69/22. Oh, it's the same guy, is it? Yeah, it's the same guy as he was looked at. And of course we are crushed. This time he's gone for a much smaller open size. So he made it 160 there with ace, whatever it was. Ace king, was it? Yeah, ace king, I think. Making it 35 here. Now he's made it 240 here. We just have to go with it again against him, I'm afraid. Let the ace 10 go. And against this dude, the ace jack's just, well, he's got ace right. So, okay. We're pretty much, I mean, it's cost me 2 buy-ins. But this guy has clearly got like a pretty big pre-flop size, you can tell. He just made it huge 2 goes in a row with ace king. I mean, we want to be gambling with these guys, but we also want to, if they've got any, like, I mean, hope this pot goes to showdown so we can see what he's like 35 open under the gun is compared to his outrageous sizes. King Jack, yeah. So against this guy here, we're going to be looking to basically jam wide over his small opens and just get out of the way versus large opens. And we continue to be completely crushed today. Oh yeah. We are down 8 buy-ins in just 600 hands. It has been a fucking horrendous spell. An utterly horrendous spell. But we're still here every day grinding, so that should. If I'd have been on like such a crushing downswing at no limit, I promise you I wouldn't be playing anywhere near the hours I'm playing right now. I'd just be like, oh fucking hell, poker. Let's not bother. But yeah, I think I'm on like from my peak, probably on like maybe a 16 buy-in downswing. Maybe slightly more. Doing with these 8s here. Don't really want to set mine. Don't really want to jam either. So if this guy raises small here, we're going to isolate. He's limped, so that must be like incredibly weak. So we're going to try and just knock the button out. I'm going to try and buy position here with the Pre-flop raise. We flop top pair and an SPR of just over 2, so there's going to be no folding of this hand. It's going to bet pretty big and then just not fold. It's not good. The ace shouldn't change too much though. And the only ace X is peeling with is going to be like ace 7, ace 9. Still plenty of like weaker hands that are just going to have to call us here, like pair plus draw type stuff. Like the queen 10, which gets there in the way it didn't expect to. Wow, I've never ever known a run like this in terms of just like never winning all ins. It is quite remarkable. Now we just have a jam with the jacks. He's typing tilted, which is just not true, but there you go. Irritated, frustrated, but not tilted. Are we going to do a hold? No, we're going to lose to a straight. Marvellous. Quite remarkable. So we can figure out exactly how big this downswing is. Not going to find out from there, Reggie. No, we're not going to be able to do it because I need to know my exact balance and... Oh no, I suppose we could. So we've got 90, it's got 20,000, 21, 22 and a bit thousand. My high point was around 30, I think. So yeah, we're on like a 18 buy-in downswing, which is genuinely entirely standard. Well, not standard. That's wrong. That's not correct. That's not. It's not standard, but it's going to be entirely part of life playing this game. It's just how it's going to be sometimes. You're just going to go through spells where just nothing works out for you over a reasonably long period of time because we don't get high volume. I mean, it's only been over maybe 6,000 hands. We want to try and isolate the Queen 10 suited here. It's only been over 6,000 hands, but 6,000 hands takes me 6 to 8 days, depending on how much volume I put in. So we don't get the guy we want, and we get some guys that we didn't want. Flop a good shot. Here we have a pair and an open ender. Here we just have an easy rip. Facing an over bet, so we're just going to let it go. Here we're going to check our gut shot. And we're just going to fold to James's pot size bet. Are we going to do an all-in win? We're going to need to get lucky. No, we're not going to do an all-in win. What a surprise. What a surprise. I think we're going to have a little chug of my drink. We're going to have a little vape. And hope my throat doesn't hurt too much because I had a very snoring night last night. I woke up with a diabolical sore throat today. Against these two players, we're going to be limp calling with the 10-9. And we're going to be missing. I'm going to be checking. We're going to be chopping up, and we're going to be folding. With the King 10 suited here, we're just going to see a flop. We're going to flop a pretty strong draw, and we're going to be aggressive with it. We're going to hope this guy isn't on a limp shove here, and we're going to try and set mine with our sevens. Definitely going to try and set mine with our sevens now. We flop a gut shot, which isn't particularly exciting. We do get a free shot to hit it though, but we don't want to hit it anymore. We'd rather hit a 9 now. James pots it here. We have top and bottom pair, which isn't an overly exciting situation. I'm just going to fold to James's lead here into all these players. He's just going to have a lot of better hands than top and bottom pair. Raising here and not folding versus this guy with that open-ended to the nuts both ways. That's not the card we wanted to see, and we know this guy isn't going to be doing any folding, so we're just going to try and hit an ace or a 9 that isn't blue. Blue jack. Wonderful. That isn't what we were hoping to see. Ah, 36 minutes. Well, that's flown by. We're going to end the video here because we're only intending to do half-hour videos going forward because, well, just because. So yeah, it's not been a very inspirational update, but at least you guys have had a little peek through the window of what's been happening to me in the last week, and hopefully it fucking stops soon because it's starting to get right on my cock end. We'll see what happens with this 7-6 suited, and then we'll knock it on the head, I think. Or we'll knock it on the head the first time. Next time we have no hands to play. Well, now we're going to see what happens with the Queen Jack 2. The 7-6 could not miss by any more. That is like a wild swing and a miss there. Queen Jack makes a good shot with the backdoor flush draw. This is a guy who bet really small with top pair earlier, giving us a reasonable chance to suck out on him here. Well, I'm certainly not going to try and bluff raise versus this guy's small bets because we've seen he can small bet with some pretty strong hands. Can we just tear an offsuit? Just give us a 10 of clubs. 6 of hearts. Right, well, I'm confident this guy doesn't have a flush. Very confident of that. And we're going to try and represent a flush. I mean, maybe just snap calls us with ace king or something here, but we can have a 7 that's got him crushed. We can have a flush that has him crushed, and he just fold. So, yay! We end the video. Oh, we don't end the video on a win because we've got the ace queen. We might still be ending the video on a loss. Wow, this guy just open ripped. Nothing we can do. We just got to go with it. Of course, we are destroyed. Hey, do we hold? Yay! We got it in terribly and won. Go us! What a delightful way to end the video. So we're 100% going to leave it there now. If we ended on a small bittersweet victory because we got it in not great shape. Yeah, so probably not going to make another video now until Monday, unless it's a no limit hold'em video. And if it is no limit hold'em, it's probably going to be Poker Bros. Maybe play an evening session of Poker Bros. So yeah, keep your eyes open for the next video. Hopefully the next one will be a little bit more uplifting than this one's been. But take care, everybody. Have a good week. Stay safe. Look after each other, and bye-bye for now.